What am I looking for when dating? How am I supposed to know if this is right? This is the tale as old as time. Like, this is a question that I think everybody has to answer on their own. And I'm going to give you obviously more than that, because then you're like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Josh. Like, I got to figure that out on my own. Yeah. Okay. I could have just not listened to this episode and then like thrown my phone at the wall and gotten a better answer than that. No, I'm going to give you more than that, because that's not good. But I really do think this is a person by person question. What are you looking for when dating? I think I can answer better than how am I supposed to know if this is right? Because I think that second part of the question is it really has to come from within you. And you will know when it's right, which is also like another one of those like, ugh, like really, I'll know when it's right. But it's true. You will know when it clicks. And I think what I'm about to say about what you're looking for when dating is kind of an answer to that question. So what I think you should be looking for when dating, or my suggestion or my advice for it, is an ease and a comfortability in the conversation or with that other person. And I think that is the biggest thing when dating. It's that ease and that comfortability. When you are in a conversation with the other person, or you're in the other person's presence and you feel calm around them and you feel like you are yourself, it is truly the greatest feeling that is so hard to replicate with lots of people. And you probably already feel that way with your close friends or with your family members. And you know the feeling I'm talking about, when you can just be yourself, when you can kind of let loose and there's no expectations for what you're going to say or what you have to say or who you have to be. You're just you. It's really the greatest feeling ever. And I think that is what you should be looking for, or what I would recommend you look for, what I always look for in dating. It's that ease and that comfortability. There's not a discomfort or I can't say this thing because I'm worried about what they're going to say if I say this, or I'm worried about what they're going to think if I say this. You can talk about anything and everything, but you can also be okay in those moments of silence. And I think that is the biggest thing that I have learned, because I used to, when I first started dating, want to fill every single moment of silence with something, with a follow-up question, with something else, with a comment, with like a fake laugh, with like whatever I could fucking think of in the moment to fill the silence, because that is what I thought I was supposed to do. I thought I had to fill every single moment of silence with something. And what I realized was, because I wasn't comfortable in those moments, that may not have been the right person. And that may not have been the right girl across the table from me that ended up being the right one for me, because I should have felt more comfortable in those moments. And that's not easy in the beginning. That's never going to come naturally in the beginning. This is kind of like a second or third date type of thing, a thing that you can start paying attention to like think, am I comfortable here? Do I feel like myself? Am I fully present? And am I not so worried about what they think of me? Am I good in this scenario? Can I sit here in an awkward silence and be okay and know that they're not like, what the fuck do I say next? Like, oh my God, like what? And there's not that panic or that worry or that like anxiety there, because that is really what it was like for me before. And when I realized that I didn't need to do that and waited to actually see if I was comfortable in those quieter moments, I knew. And that is the best way I can describe my answer to that question. And it took me a while to get there. It took me like probably a year to get there, with a lot of different dates that went by. And I used to come on here and say, like, I think you should really look for those like sparky, energetic moments of conversation in any date. And I think that is just still true. I still stand by that piece of advice, that like it is really important to have that like fun back and forth and that banter. But I almost think those moments of quiet are even more important for at least someone like me, because I feel like that is when I knew that the person across the table was the right one, when I was okay in those quieter moments. And I really think that is the best way I can answer that question.